I always determined that if the situation did take a turn for the worse, that we would make a bolt for home. And so this morning, based on that news, that's exactly what we're going to do. It's the 24th of February now, and overnight, about 2 o'clock in the morning, this car joined us in this tiny little car park next to this abandoned spa. We're having bacon and eggs cooked in the Ridge Monkey. I wonder what the story is about this abandoned spa. It obviously was once a very grand place to visit, but something went wrong, and now it's a virtual wreck. It's so peaceful here that we had planned to stay a second night, but this morning brings disturbing news about the spread of the coronavirus. The news on the coronavirus is not looking good this morning, with Italy shutting down towns, cancelling major events, and reports of panic buying of food. So I always determined that if the situation did take a turn for the worse, that we would make a bolt for home. And so this morning, based on that news, that's exactly what we're going to do. So we've done about 100 miles since we left our mountain retreat this morning, and we just stopped for some lunch. No idea where we are, have you?
No, in mid-northern Spain somewhere.
So the plan is to keep driving until it gets dark, then find somewhere to stay for the night. Then we're going to go to the Channel Tunnel, just turn up. We have got a crossing booked for when?
18th of March.
For the 18th of March. So we'll ask if we can bring that forward, and if not, we'll just book a new one. It may seem strange to you that we never know where we are, but that is what SatNav does. It shows you the next short section of road to follow without any context. We're following the quickest route home suggested by Google Maps. beignet de carnival. Reheat for 5 minutes at 100 degrees. Not going to be doing that, are we? Let's just try one cold and see what happens. Okay, they're not very nice cold. So we're going to warm them up in the Ridge Monkey and see what that's like. As you can imagine, we're both pretty gutted that we've had to abandon our trip. We had intended to drive all the way down to Gibraltar, but that's not to be, and all being well, there'll be plenty of opportunities to do that in the future. This is the village of Préchac-Navarrons, and down the end of this track is where we'll be spending the night, next to a river. I'm always cautious when we park by rivers, and I make sure I check the weather forecast to be sure that it's not going to be torrential rain during the night. It's late and we're tired, so we're going to hit the sack and continue the journey tomorrow. It's the 25th of February and we had a peaceful night down by the river, but now it's time to get back on the road and get home.
See the bottom in places.
When Pokemon is on the move, everybody else just has to wait their turn. The grinning purple monster on the back of the trailer is daring me to make a moving road traffic offence and overtake on the white line. My goodness, this is the first height barrier we haven't been able to get under. I guess we'll have to turn around.
We've got fillet of cod in breadcrumbs. We're doing sautéed vegetables, potato, carrot and broccoli.
Yummy.
And we're having it with a beurre blanc sauce.
The closer we got to home, the more the sadness began to lift, and we recognised that we were doing the right thing for us. The last thing I wanted to happen was for us to get quarantined or held in an area where we don't speak the language. If that's going to happen, the best place for it to happen is in our own home. We had a peaceful night, but we awoke to pouring rain, but were entertained as we watched them empty these recycling bins using this rather unique system that lifts the entire bin into the back of this lorry. Just picks the whole darn thing up. Must put a new one in then. There must be a pod. Oh no, look. That's gone in one. The whole thing has opened up. We wondered if all of the individual recycling bays were going to be tipped into the same lorry. But that's not what actually happened. He just emptied that one and then he drove off. With grey skies looming and rain falling in the distance, we set off to continue our journey to the Channel Tunnel. It didn't take long for the skies to open and make the roads more treacherous.
Ready?
Yeah, let's go. Another changeover of driver. We are 2 hours away from the Channel Tunnel now. Driving huge distances is not particularly pleasant, and it's not how a campervan is really meant to be used, but needs must. The last time we saw these windmills, we were coming the other way in driving rains and really strong winds. We were striving for the tunnel, but it's late and we're really tired, so we've pulled off the road for the final night in France. Time's it now?
7 p.m.
So at 7 p.m. we just parked up for the night near a little chateau. We're near a place called Abbeville, and it's not far actually from the Battle of Crécy. And we decided to call it a day on the driving. How many miles did I say we'd done?
396.
396 miles today. And it's amazing how what a solid little performer the NV200 actually is. And it has been absolutely sipping fuel all the way along the motorway. This trip coming home, because we want to get home in a hurry, we've been using the toll roads, and so far my assistant will tell me how much we've spent on tolls.
I made a note. We've spent a total of €72.30.
€72.30. So tomorrow we're booked onto the Channel Tunnel, and 35 minutes later we'll be back in Blighty, and then we can sit out the coronavirus until it's all cooled down and toddle off somewhere else. Well, at least that's the plan. What is it?
So tonight I have made onion, carrot and mushrooms, sautéed and cooked in a bolognese sauce with pasta and chopped up frankfurters.
Delicious, aren't they?
Yeah,
Let's
good.
get it eaten. Okay, what's it like outside this morning then? It's snowing. We've been trying to get snow tyres for the NV200 for quite some time, but without any success. I've got snow socks with me in the back of the van, but hopefully we're not going to have to use those. The snow is only settling lightly on the roads, and we've got about an hour and a half to reach the terminal. Luckily for us, the snow didn't get any worse, and it eventually petered out and turned into slush. As we pulled in to pay the toll, I took the opportunity to clean the ice off the windscreen wipers. Both of us were mightily relieved to reach the Channel Tunnel port, and it won't be long now before we can check in and get back to England. One three
zero 27
2 7
53.
5 3 13002753.
Correct.
Confirm. Invalid transaction. You join us on the second time that we've presented ourselves at the tunnel check-in, only to find that there's a problem with our booking. And we've been liaising with the Caravan Club who we booked through, and they have been arguing with the Eurotunnel.
Yeah. So
we had a blooming awful experience with the Eurotunnel. When you press this information button, you talk to a French operator, and we found them to be totally uninterested in solving the problem. And in the end, the Caravan Club had to solve this for us. So far we've tried twice to get on the Eurotunnel and failed to get through the barrier. We changed our booking from the 18th of March to the 27th of February and paid the Caravan Club the fee and the extra fee to Eurotunnel to get on. But this morning, as far as the Eurotunnel are concerned, we are still booked on for the 18th of March. So having gone backwards and forwards with the Caravan Club and their supervisors talking with the Eurotunnel, they told us it'll all be okay. So we've now presented ourselves back at the ticket machine of death, and this time they haven't even got a reference number for us. When you talk to the French operator of Eurotunnel, they just say you'll have to contact your operator. So we're currently back on the phone to the Caravan Club, waiting for them to try and sort this out, and it's been a bloody nightmare.
We've been here nearly an hour now.
Yeah, an hour.
All right, okay. We'll just get the number. Should not have hold on.
Yeah.
Hold on.
No, don't go yet.
We got that before and we still get some more money out of it. Searching for departure. 11.19, no charge. Hold on.
Yeah, let's just see. Once.
Make sure it clicks something. Right, okay.
Okay, now the Eurotunnel have, we've listened to all the calls and it was 100% Eurotunnel calls. So they've written off all those charge sheets that Jenny was telling you about earlier.
Good.
You will also get a refund of £19 that they should have charged you. They were going to charge you for that change, which you were probably aware about. And we'll also waive the change fee for you. Although it's not our fault, we're doing that as well. So you'll get a refund of that.
Okay.
But yeah, they listened to the calls. It was 100% Eurotunnel that didn't change it.
Right, excellent. Okay. What a relief. Thank you very much.
Okay.
We're
You're
through
welcome.
now.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
So we're on the 11.19.
Well, hopefully.
That's the one I pressed.
Yeah.
And,
oh, yeah, we had plenty of time for it, which
yeah.
is the one we were booked on.
Yeah. What a bloody nightmare that was.
What
Thank God we were with the Caravan Club, actually.
Well, yeah, they have been
because the
brilliant.
French were pig ignorant
Yeah.
and wouldn't even talk to us and
No.
discuss the problem, would they?
Yeah, well, the first time you spoke to them, they just cut you off.
They just cut me off.
And then the second time, they just said, you've got to get out of the way because there's other people waiting to come
Yeah.
through.
Get
And
out
made
the
us
way.
go out. And the third time, they just just said, oh, the agency's in your booking, we can't get into the booking, you have to speak to them.
Not good service, Eurotunnel.
No.
After several days heavy driving, and then to wake up and face driving snow, and then finally not to be able to get onto the booking you thought you had already made, was a stressful end to this trip. But it matters not. The rest of the trip was absolutely marvellous, and we look forward to going back to mainland Europe and seeing the rest of Spain.